Welcome, everybody, at another episode of the Wrestling vs. the World podcast. If you're on joiner day, sweet if not, what the hell ever. So, today I was initially going to actually do the review of the movie / documentary Bigger, Stronger, Faster, but there was something I wanted to talk about instead. A subject that I have not openly fully talked about that I wanted to finally just open up about. And it's also because, A, it's because I never talk about this, and B, because we're approaching the 2-year anniversary of this subject matter, and it was around the time how DoubleZWWE, the one that is currently standing on YouTube, was hacked. So I'm going to have to take you back to July of 2022. Can't remember the exact date from when the incident, happened that caused all this, but I know it was around mid-July 2022. And this is going to be a tough subject matter to talk about, not because I messed up, but because of the effects that it had. So I was on YouTube, and I was trying to find another version of Photoshop. I admit, a cracked version of sorts, because, to be honest, Photoshop / Adobe has always gotten on my nerves with, newer versions and everything, and their subscription thing. I know they've been in the news for getting looked into, because their system of having to pay a monthly fee for their bundle and everything is getting on everybody's nerves, and cancellation fees and all that. And I've had that run-in with Photoshop in terms of having aggravations toward them. I used to be paying them every single month for Adobe After Effects, and finally one day I decided to cancel it because there were full months that I was paying for their service and wasn't even using After Effects in the first place, so it was just money down the drain. Makes me wish that you could pay a full fee to keep a full software or something like that, kind of like you would with other stuff, but it's because of that way I didn't want to go through their Adobe Creative Cloud service again, so I tried to find a free version of Photoshop here on YouTube. Well, that's where the mistake happened, because I followed one of those YouTube tutorials where they have a video saying that, here's how you do it, you download from this link, and the biggest red flag that I should have been aware of was where they say, disable your antivirus software when running the installer. That's the big red flag right there. Do not fall for any videos that say that. Period. Because I know some people might think, oh, you might do that because it might be a false positive that would not be passed through the system, but that's not the case. That's legitimately because the software that you're trying to install is going to have a virus on there or malware or whatever to try to take over your computer. I did not realize that at the time, and I did run the software after disabling my antivirus software, and I noticed it was weird because I would run the installer and nothing would happen. Which is when I look back in it, it kind of sounds like what happened with Linus Tech Tips when they had the whole thing where they thought they had a sponsorship opportunity, ran a piece of software that they thought could have been legit, and turned out nothing happened, thought nothing of it, and then things went down the drain. Well, then you get to the day where things start to go downhill, and then how everything spiraled. I was at work, it was July 21st, and I remember the date because I've got the emails in front of me as I'm recording this. So I was at work, 4 a.m., and I started to get email alerts, multiple ones, all in a row within the course of a few minutes, saying that security alerts were happening from an email address for DoubleZWWE, like I said, the current one. And everything was changing for the security alerts, including two-factor authentication, numbers, recovery email addresses. So somebody got into the account and completely changed everything. So I was completely locked out of my account, and I was just what the fuck? Staring at my phone, trying to work, and my stuff is getting hacked from underneath me. And I've had some other stuff get hacked or attempt to get hacked. Thankfully, I haven't lost anything major. I may have lost one account out, away from Gmail or anything, but that's it. But I was getting multiple emails from all this stuff, and I'm freaking pissed off, to seeing all this happening while I'm trying to work. So, and I'll get to more of the information in just a bit, but, by the end of that day, I could not sleep when I got home, and I was struggling to get sleep for the whole entire day following this. And I reached out to Team YouTube when I got on Twitter, and thankfully they were actually pretty quick to respond to me about this when I asked them to help because I was getting hacked. Also, big note, never admit that you're getting hacked on Twitter because then the bots are going to come out of the woodwork. Big helpful tip there. So they sent me a form to fill out, and I filled out the form, and I got the email back where they're asking you for information for everything, your channel URL, your IP address, so on and so forth, which I'm glad that they have because that helped the process so much. Because by 4 p.m. that day, so a little over 12 hours later since the hacking began, I got an email from YouTube. I guess it says partner support. I don't know why it says partner support. I guess it's just because of the whole email or form that they gave me. And they said this: "Thanks for reporting to us. We're sorry to hear that your YouTube channel got hacked. We understand how working this can be losing access to your account directly further. We've raised this to experts, and below are the findings. We reviewed this YouTube channel and confirmed that it was hijacked on July 21st, 2022. So that's something I know YouTube gets a bad rep, and I've also criticized them as well, but I do have to thank them for being fast on acting and all this, like especially with Team YouTube for handing me the email or the form, and then YouTube getting back to me to confirm that, yes, they see that something is wrong. So they've done this. Now they say, for security reasons, we've had to disable the Google account with the email address linked to it. In order to recover it, there are two processes you can follow. So they're saying go to a recovery page and all that stuff. So once they are saying, they're sending me these emails saying fill out this form, give this bit of information, and there are emails back and forth. But the thing was, this was still driving up my anxiety so bad. Like, I tried going into work that night, and within the first hour, I had to talk to my supervisor and ask him to let me go home because I did not get any sleep that day at all because my anxiety was running high as hell. And thankfully, he was completely understanding, so thank you to my supervisor very much. He's a very surprising guy, very supportive, very thankful for him. He let me go home, and once I got home, I was still trying to send emails throughout that day and the next. Most of the time, I would try to just check my computer for the emails or just check my phone. But otherwise, during these exchanges and waiting for emails and updates, I was completely bedridden. The anxiety was so bad. I did not want to get out of bed. I did not want to eat or anything, period. The only time I would get up was just check my email, seeing what YouTube says. And I still got more of the emails. So when they sent that initial email, I said I followed the delayed manual recovery steps and successfully gained the codes for entering an alternative email address, but I keep giving an error that said, thanks for confirming that you can access the contact email address you provided. Unfortunately, Google couldn't verify that DoubleZWWE's email address belongs to you. Learn more on how to recover your account. So, and then the next morning, 3 a.m., they responded back saying, may I ask for the contact email address you provided when you performed the account recovery claim? So I did that, giving my email address. Then I also told them, giving them information on what happened, with the hacker and how he got it and everything. And then, I also mentioned in the email saying that, and this is something I have video of on my Instagram right now, my Reels, where the hacker was uploading the exact same kind of crack tutorial, Photoshop, on my DoubleZWWE YouTube channel, and he did it twice. Twice during this time when the account was being hacked, and by this point the channel had around 10,820 subscribers or so, and I was trying to leave comments on both videos that the hacker uploaded to warn people saying, hey, the channel's hacked, do not follow this tutorial that this hacker is uploading, period. And I mentioned that in the email, saying that the hacker had just a bit ago uploaded a video advertising an Adobe Photoshop crack tutorial, which he took down within 30 minutes, and I'll get to also that in just a bit too. So the person is getting into not only the email address I had for the account, but also posted a scam video to the channel. They responded actually almost 12 hours later, so that I get that YouTube is a big company and everything, but it also took a bit of time to really mess with the anxiety too. So throughout Friday and Saturday, it's just email after email after email trying to get this thing fixed. Let me see the rest of the Gmail accounts. So, and thankfully, I tried my best. I was keeping calm, at least with YouTube for emailing them and everything. Let me see. Here we go. So, there were some confusions within the emails of trying to click, buttons and everything to try to recover the accounts, and they weren't working. And then on the evening of July 23rd, I remember I woke up because I was still in bed, and I got some emails from my Gmail account that I was contacting them from, and one of my other emails that I sent them as a recovery email address. So around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Gmail account, they said, appreciate all the information you provided us. Our internal team has confirmed that they received the follow-up escalation claim that you have submitted. In good news, our Google account team mentioned that they have reinstated access to your account and send a password reset link to your email address. So finally, like I said, on the July 21st, 4 a.m., which is on a Thursday, the account got hacked. It took until Saturday night, so at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's around a little more than 60 hours, I believe. They finally gave me the email, the URL and email and everything that I needed for my recovery account to recover this email address. They said, please note that the password reset link is only valid for 7 days. I checked my main email address. There was the email there, and thankfully I still have it saved to this day, which was a massive relief. Clicked the link, got in the account, reset my credentials there on everything, like for security alerts, like passwords, numbers for recovery, backup email addresses, two-factor authentication, everything. And I was also running a bunch of malware checking services and everything on my computer to try to clear everything out. But finally, after over 60 hours, I regained access to DoubleZWWE. Some things I noticed here when I logged into the account, because I know I also made a video when I finally got the account back. First of all, the person that hacked me is currently in the Ukraine, which was during the whole Ukraine-Russia thing that was going on during the time. There was, like, he put his information in there. I don't know if I saved it, but, like, unless I can check the history of, like, changes and everything, but there was his information there for the contact information for the hacker. The person also, when I checked the channel and everything for, like, the community settings and everything, he blocked my TheDoubleZTV channel from being able to comment, because, like I said, I left 2 comments trying to warn people that the hacker was taking over the channel. And also, like I mentioned, the Photoshop crack tutorial he uploaded twice, he got the channel 2 warnings as a result when he took over the channel. Thankfully, I have to give a massive thank you to YouTube for this. They confirmed this through the emails and everything, that they decided to remove both warnings from the account when I regained access, because they realized, hey, you did not upload these, so therefore, why should you be punished? So it's just like, it was so amazing to finally get that stuff, like, oh yeah, here we go. So the last email that they sent me, it was actually on Sunday, July 24th, so the day after, or morning after. They said, thanks for your continued patience throughout this process. We just want to let you know that our team has finished recovering your channel. In addition to looking into your account, our specialists have taken the following actions. Suspension of the channel is resolved. I mean, the channel wasn't suspended, but I think they mean like access. We have rejected hijacker uploaded videos, and currently the channel is active and running up. And like I said, not only did they reject his videos and everything, but the 2 warnings that the hacker caused onto the channel because of those crack tutorials, they completely removed those warnings overall, which is a massive relief there. I don't know if it's going to hurt the channel. I don't think it's hurt the channel in the long run, because like I said, everything was finally set back to normal. Massive relief there. And finally, I was able to rest. Because like I said, my mental state and anxiety were just so bad during this period. Like, I had never been so anxiety-ridden to the point where I just stay in bed and never want to get out of it. But it's just like, that was like the worst I was feeling at that time. Like I said, I'm thankful that YouTube was quick to keep getting back and forth, like contacting me, trying to get this whole thing resolved in the way they did. And like I said, it's a big win. It's also still crazy. Like, it's a big win to get this stuff fixed the way it was. But it's also a bit surprising to know that it's like this channel that has around 10,800 subscribers at the time was able to get access to get this stuff recovered so quickly. But yet you have other channels of different subscriber counts for some reason that struggle to get through to YouTube. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping YouTube is fixing how they contact creators who are also having this issue to this day. But I mean, like I said, I still have to thank YouTube for their cooperation and have helped me get this whole thing resolved. Because like I said, that period messed me up. Big time. And I know it would happen to all of you too. But anyway, yeah, that's also like a big lesson there. If you want to download like a software from somewhere, make sure it does not say in the tutorial or even the description. Do not listen if they say you have to disable your antivirus software first before running the installer, because that's the big trap right there. That's how they're going to get into you. But anyway, let me know down in the comment section below, what did you think about this whole story? And like I said, I'm just glad it got resolved as soon as it did. And I know it's weird that it took me 2 years to finally get here on the podcast and talk about this. Like, I was thinking about putting it on the MAWBR podcast instead, but I was just like, you know what? It's my wrestling podcast, wrestling related stuff. I talk about some stories in there that are dear to myself, so I thought, why not for this one? So anyway, let me know y'all in the comment section below. If you enjoyed today's episode of the podcast, folks, please remember, leave a like, subscribe to the bell, turn on if you listen on YouTube, or follow if you're listening to this podcast on any other service that this podcast is available on, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for listening, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.